The game is over. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another daily cryptocurrency market update. As always, if you are new to this channel and finding yourself on my videos for the first time today, don't forget to check out that subscribe button because we drop an update just like this one around 1 p.m. UK time every single day to help you guys stay up to date with the latest and greatest things happening in the crypto space, but also the broader markets. And we're actually going to be focusing predominantly on the broader markets and what's kind of going on macroeconomically and with the fiat systems in this video. And then we will be taking a technical look at how Bitcoin is going to do during this potential escalation of the fiat currencies in regards to their proliferation, i.e. devaluation, and how that's going to really prop assets up. It aligns with global liquidity cycles and the market cycles and the presidential cycles and things like this. And of course, the Bitcoin 4-year cycle. We're going to be talking about that and looking at all that in this video. And where we're going to be starting is with a clip of Jared Bernstein, who is the chair of the CEA and a top US government economic advisor. We're going to be starting off with a clip from the Finding the Money film. We're going to be playing a clip of him answering the question of why do we borrow money when the government can print it? Kind of confusing. And we're going to be showing you his answer. And I go back to the thought that I have in regards to Bitcoin's miracle-esque nature of appearing when the system royally got screwed in 2008, or when it really came to an end, all the sort of nuts and bolts fell off, and it's kind of just, you know, I don't know what the word is, chugging along at the moment, but there's no real steady or stable structure to it at this point. It's amazing to me how Bitcoin came about, and now we have the monetary system just don't make sense anymore, and there's this real awakening, and we are going to, in our lifetime, see a new form of money. Money's changed hands throughout all the years. It's changed forms. At one point in the UK, we used to use sticks. It's where we get the word tallies from. It's also where we get the saying the short end of the stick, meaning, you know, you had a tally stick, you used to put notches in it. The person that gave the debt out would have the long end of the stick, and the person who had the debt would have the short end of the stick. A little bit of history. There was also a fire in the UK that was essentially caused by the burning of these when we moved on to a new monetary regime. And we are going to go on to a new monetary regime, and the game is up. And how is Bitcoin, crypto, going to fare in that? Now, I'm not talking about perhaps the collapse of fiat systems or the moving of them onto something else. But what I want to look at in this video is what's going to happen and why we're going to see assets do extremely well as they proliferate the system, because it's at this kind of high velocity. It's really snowballing at the moment. And if you look at all assets, they go up with the M2 and money supply, which for the first time in a long time just flipped positive. And we see broad money supply actually starting to uptick after kind of a real drought. And remember, markets are forward looking. They know that. They knew that. And that's why they've been rallying. So let's dive into this clip to start things off. We're going to be looking at gold. We're going to be looking at a lot of things in this video, guys. So do strap yourselves in. Let's dive into the video.
Why exactly are we borrowing in a currency that we print ourselves? I'm waiting for someone to stand up and say, why do we borrow our own currency in the first place?
Like you said, they print the dollar. So why does the government even borrow?
Well, I mean, again, some of this stuff gets, some of the language that some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by selling bonds. Is that what they do? They sell bonds. Yeah, they sell bonds, right? Because they sell bonds, and people buy the bonds and lend them the money. Yeah. So a lot of times, at least to my ear with MMT, the language and the concepts can be kind of unnecessarily confusing. But there is no question that the government prints money, and then it uses that money to,
So that individual answering that question is the chair of the Council of Economic Advisors to President Joe Biden. This is not, I feel like we're getting trolled as citizens in the West. This is not by accident that we ended up with all these incompetent individuals, or what seems incompetent. In my opinion, it's more deliberate. They know what they're doing. Do you think the proliferation of the money supply is by accident? No. None of this is by accident. And actually, that is shocking. But this is quite frankly simply shocking. And obviously, this was from the Finding the Money film. And, you know, Bitcoin came around at literally the perfect time. I do think Bitcoin is essentially herding us into a new system, or getting us familiar with this idea of a global digital currency. that's borderless, so on and so forth. If it was any kind of threat to the powers that be, they'd have taken it out by now. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. They've done it previously 100 times over in regards to competition. They take them out. Bitcoin is not competition. It's more their plan. And it is a globalist agenda that we're moving towards. And Bitcoin fits in that narrative beautifully. And talking about the fiat systems, for the first time just the other day, this is the Federal Bureau of Statistics, you can see that M2 money supply has flipped positive. So we've been in a real drought. Remember, markets are forward looking. They knew that this was coming. They know what is coming. Remember, we've had a little bit of turbulence into the markets on the short term in regards to rates being readjusted. However, gold, and we've previously looked at this, is telling you what's coming for the monetary system. Gold is breaking out of a pattern and has broken out, and we've been perfect on this in regards to calling the small head and shoulders here, that you're well on your way to your target. You've got a bull flag here, you've got a beautiful cup and handle. Silver doing much the same thing. These are telling you what's coming with what they're valued in, which is the US dollar. They're going up in terms of that. What's Bitcoin going to do in that scenario? Well, we're going to be bringing it all in and kind of wrapping that up. But let's just talk about what's kind of going on. Also, we have Lynn Alden chiming in on this, saying in the US, both the monetary base and the broad money supply are increasing again. They bottomed in 2023. By the way, we got into the markets at the start of 2023 once again. What a beautiful call. Despite ongoing Fed balance sheet reduction, mainly due to the Treasury's durations shortening, which helped to pull capital back out the reserve repo, reverse repo, and back into the banks. And you can see this. And just yesterday, so everyone was really interested in, will the Fed hike rates, will they not? And I think that was there as a distraction for the fact that they very blatantly said, and this is really what I was listening out for, we're going to start tapering off Q2. So QT's been sucking liquidity, Treasury's been up in it, and now they're tapering off that QT. They're keeping rates where they are, and the Treasury's going to have to continue to borrow at an alarming rate, which we've looked at previously. Again, I feel like we're getting trolled. I feel like everybody should be understanding what is going on right now with the fiat systems, because it is going to directly impact your life. If you work for money, which pretty much all of us do in fact, they are proliferating it. Your wage hasn't gone on to the same degree. All your goods are going up with the money supply. And actually, I'm going to show you that chart very quickly to just kind of really highlight the great game that's being played here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up USM2. By the way, I'm not doing myself any favors by talking about this stuff publicly on YouTube. But we're doing it because we genuinely care about people, and we want and I've always started this channel with the belief that through financial education you can improve your life. And you know, we're really on, I guess for me, what is a bit of a righteous crusade. So if we just add gold, the SPY, and Bitcoin, and we put them all on log, you could put on housing ETFs here. You could put on really anything. You can see the great game that is being played. My grandparents bought their house for a couple of thousand. It's now worth $750,000. And the majority of people don't have assets. The rich have assets. The people that know have assets. There's that great picture out there of Warren Buffett laughing with all the politicians. Why do you think that was really, you know, they know what they're doing. And Bitcoin has came about literally at the perfect time. It's almost divine. We know what debt's set to do. They need to lower interest rates perhaps more than anybody. Also, just the other day, and I didn't get a chance to cover this with you guys, Treasury buybacks are here. So the US Treasury using cash from bond sales. So they're printing money through bonds, or the TGA, which is their account, will be buying back bonds in the secondary market via primary dealers to improve liquidity and artificially suppress yields. This is yield curve control. We're on a Japanese style economy. Go and look. Let's do gold against the yen. And come back to this chart. What do we want? JPY. Ba, 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 ba. And look at how gold against the dollar is setting up. We're going to bring this all into crypto in just 1 second. And if we look at silver, let's just put on a normal silver chart. Silver, I think, is actually going to outperform gold. I did a longer study for my patrons on this. And if anybody follows Francis Hunter Market Sniper, everybody should be following him. Somebody I've learned a hell of a lot for. He's done a lot of work on the gold-silver ratio, which could support actually this sort of macro pattern playing out. So we are looking at the continued proliferation and accelerated rate of the fiat systems. That's going to pump assets. Timing is everything in markets, and getting out before they rug, i.e. allow it to crash, because they can just keep printing money, and they'll probably keep doing that as long as people believe in it. We've got a lot of elections coming up this year. There's a lot of things going on that I can't cover in a 10-minute video. But this was an important one that I really wanted to get out there. And what I want to do is kind of say, okay, well, you're going to say Allincrypto, you're a crypto channel. How does this relate to crypto? Crypto is going to be the fastest horse in this race. This is Bitcoin against gold. It's in a clear uptrend if you just want to look at it at a naked chart. We teach things like stage analysis and very simple technical analysis, which I believe everyone can learn and should learn. You should become technical traders to help you arbitrage this rigged system. Or investors is what I don't really teach trading, more investing. You can learn that when you become a patron. We are working on the Allincrypto Academy. We also just started our 1 to 100K challenge with crypto. Not guaranteeing anyone's going to make 100 extra turns, but I'm going to give it my best go. This is Bitcoin against gold. So Bitcoin's going to outperform gold, which is going to be going up. Bitcoin's in an uptrend against the stock market. So stock market will be going up as well, just having a pullback at an area where you'd expect it to do so. And what I want to actually do is show you the total two, because I'm majority in altcoins, because I think they're going to outperform Bitcoin versus GC1. Total two. Beautiful. This is what we look for in stage analysis, and we're going to see that upside coming out of this. So Bitcoin and crypto is going to be the fastest horse in what is going to be a bullish environment due to the proliferation, the further proliferation of the fiat systems of a nature when they're spiraling. Bitcoin and crypto is going to offer you the best return, in my opinion. That's not financial advice. We've shown you why we believe that. Ladies and gents, on that note, I'm going to love and leave you. It's always a pleasure. Have a smashing Saturday. Do me a big favor. Hit that subscribe and like button. If you are going to become a subscriber, make sure you click that notification bell. And on that note, I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks a lot for watching. Share this video around, and I'll see you all in the next one.